Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Starters Order 7, and we are back on our flat save. And, yeah, it's been an interesting year. It definitely has been an interesting season so far. Yeah, we've taken a little hit in our quest for the 130, the 140s. We do have a runner, as Hague Violetta is currently 5 for 5. And 138 rating. We've got the Northern Dancer, then the Arc de Triomphe, Canadian International Breeders' Cup, Japan Cup, Hong Kong Vase, Arima Kinen. There's a chance, as long as we don't lose, that we'll get it very soon. So there is that, but Dragon and High Life both not been at their best lately, and that's kind of, to be fair, to be expected to a certain degree. As a 3-year-old, Ramscoop is coming in and doing okay. Won the Belmont, knows won the Breeders' Stakes up at Woodbine as well. So a leg of the American and Canadian Triple Crowns. So pretty happy with that. Third Florida Derby, third Kentucky Derby, second in Risen Star, second in the Champagne. We've been quite close to a lot with that horse, and I don't love it. And I always kind of thought the Boundless Orphan looked a little better, looked a little stronger. We're kind of seeing that now as well, the Belmont Derby Invitational and then the Saratoga Derby. We just didn't have distance on Boundless Orphan. But to be fair, they are both running quite well and doing quite well. The 2-year-olds are fine right now. Sweet King Braze didn't win a grade 3. Pastel Pure just missed out on a chance to get a grade 1. But Promise Princess has a grade 1. Tidal Force is a grade 3 and a grade 2. Much Demure has a grade 2. Ramscoop has, Swan Dive has a grade 2. Demolition Damage has a grade 3. Everybody is going for a grade 1, apart from one that's going for a grade 2. And so, the Vincent O'Goffs and the Moigles Stud there. And then we've got the Hopeful and the Spin Away here. Sweet King Braze has got the Juvenile over in Ireland. Pastel Pure missed out on the Futurity, not a great run, but the debutante went to Promise Princess. So 2-year-olds really great. 3-year-olds didn't quite hit at the Triple Crown, but we did gain a leg, so we're not too bad. In the last 5 years, we at least grabbed a leg of the Triple Crown. It is the first year in those 5 that we haven't won the Kentucky Derby, which is a shame with it being my favorite race. But I don't think I can be too mad about that. And our 4-year-olds are running well. They're just not phenomenal horses. They're close to it, but Flamingo Mara beaten us twice in back-to-back Queen Anne and Qatar Sussex over in the UK. So High Life doesn't get the wins that they maybe deserved. And then Godshark, who was so close to a Triple Crown win, but we took the Belmont, is already up to a 135 as a 3-year-old. Looks really, really good and has beaten us in the last couple of races here as well, the Woodward and the Whitney. So, yeah, we're kind of falling down to a couple of great horses, which is sometimes what kind of needs to happen. You just meet these great horses, and if you win, you're considered a really great horse. And if you lose, then, you're just not at that level. And your rating kind of reflects that to a certain degree. So I think they're 131 and 130 right now. So not too shabby, but not the 140s we were going for. So still a very good season across the board, I would say. And we can continue that here with a 7-furlong Spin Away for Much Demure, the 2-year-old filly. Like I say, only two have failed. One grade 1 and a grade 3. Everything else is hit at grade level for our 2-year-olds. So 7 furlong spin away, class 1, grade 1. So 2-year-olds on the dirt. And we are far side there near the rail. Much demur out and running okay, going towards the front. And then it looks like Barton, Doves, and Omas packed their back to curtains on Ovara. Hey Sober, Tarisha Approval, Scarlet Term, Sashay Kumturu, Quickfire Gently, Amelius Delokia, and Kautha Silence as well. Down then on the home stretch, there's a little bit of pace coming from people. At the furlong marker, we're just about in the lead. We're going to have to react to it. Tarisha Approval, Hayes Sober, look like they're just going to get up on us. We don't really have much of a fight back here. We kind of run out of legs. So you did 7 furlongs suit or not? Were we perhaps a bit too lazy, a little too relaxed? I don't know. Up to 102 rating. We don't win our grade. We don't max out. The distance, well, it's very difficult to get anything from that, to be fair. Straight back in, though, for another 2-year-old. Like I say, Tidal Force is in the hopeful. Cathcart Vasilovich is a solid horse. We know that. They look like they're very warm. So's Night Came. They might be out of it. So this might be a much better run for us. 7 furlong hopeful. Class 1, grade 1 for 2-year-olds on dirt. We have won 1 and lost 2 now at grade 1 level. So this is a chance to even the score. We missed the break a little bit there. Come out a little late. Cathcart up the inside, and Aussie Attack goes right out to the front. We will be blocked off by Cathcart a little bit. All-Star Sunbeam is there with us. Night Kane in one of the green silks. Another Gibraltar there too. And Angaric Roll. But we're going to move up and round the outside, getting ready to go. Cathcart in the red silks with that star on the helmet. They're going to come with us as well. At the furlong marker, neck and neck between us and Aussie Attack. Cathcart is falling back. They're not going to get up for it. Another Gibraltar is there, up into third, looking fairly comfortable. And we do cross the line, winning our second 2-year-old grade 1 race. Very solid. This is a good horse that would have been close. I still think we win. But I think they beat Aussie Attack. I think they're somewhere in the middle, like a length or so behind. But it's not our fault. It's not our fault at all. So Tidal Force wins a maiden, wins a grade 3, wins a grade 2, and now wins a grade 1. 4 of 4, unbeaten. Still not maxed out in terms of rating. Is a little jaded. Headlad doesn't say that we're over racing yet, though, so we can still go for more. That is 4 from 4. A very good set of races. Some decent wins. 107 rating. I think that's pretty good. And if we did go to the top horse category, we got... Yeah, the top flat horse is Dragon. The top flat stayer is Ram Scoop. The top flat 2-year-old is still rated as Cathcart Vasilovich. Solid horse. Top flat 3-year-old is Godshark, and I do believe that. Kinkeel Rhyme is the top flat sprinter. Okay. We'll keep an eye on these horses. I've already got 2 out of the 3 game breds there done, but I like that we're still rated so highly. Korea Money, Godshark number 1, Lindy Moore number 2. I'm guessing all those second places have really added up. Feel really bad for them, to be fair, because that's what? That's 5 grade 1s they come second in on this page. So, yeah. They could have been 7, 5, and 1 and been like the top horse. But Godshark Merisienka Brownies. Okay, that's not a great horse to finish second to, but twice. And then, of course, Godshark and Godshark. So, solid horse, though. And Felicia Sprints. Very good 3-year-old, too. Then Boneless Orphan. Then Brownies. It's a solid horse, but it's not really up there. Watered Marsh came second in the Belmont to Ramscoop. So, yeah, we're just going to, keep an eye on a lot of those horses there. I think they're pretty good. And looking over this side, Playgirl Affair, 4 Grade 1 wins, 7 to a mile. That's not bad. Hidden Legs, 6 to 7. And again, a couple more there. Another 3 they could have gotten. They were just kind of close. So don't mind that. 2 to 2, Contrary Jones. By the looks of it. If any of these come up for auction, or if they hit the breeding barn, we will be notified. That's basically what that is. And then Korea, money-wise, High Life is number 6. Hague Violetta's jumped now all the way to number 3. And Dragon is number 1. In Gente Sunday, we've been watching Albergeldi Knights. We liked as a 2-year-old. Kind of faded after that a little bit, but is really high up. And then Godshark is really coming through strongly at the moment. So I like that. And rating. Yeah, the only higher rated horse than Godshark in America is Hague Violetta. High Life and Dragon right in behind. Rangefinder Cadeau, for someone that's never won a Grade 1, has come so close, is a good horse, has distance. I really hope they do something. I really hope they win a Grade 1. That horse deserves it. 100% deserves it. Yeah. I'm pretty kind of happy where we're at in all these lists, and even Caesar money, because Dragon keeps winning big races like the Saudi Cup, where you get 12 million for winning, or the Dubai World Cup, where you only get 7.2 million for winning. Pegasus World Cup, well, you only get 1.8 for winning, but between those 3, that's 22 million, which incidentally is pretty much how much money they've made across the year so far. So yeah, you can see that. And yeah, 22 million for those races. We got 27.7. So yeah, we've got 5.7 outside those races. Still good enough for the top 6, for sure. But like when you get to the Korea, it's a little bit lower. But I don't know. I kind of like where we're at and what we've got going on. And yeah, you can kind of see all the studs. And this is one thing. I do look at this, but I've never really shown this. But if you click breeding up here instead of here, you get like a full list of horses. And you literally can just look at different countries that you might not have been able to. And you can click these, and it should carry over. It doesn't sometimes. In fact, it's very rare it has with me. But as far as I'm aware, you should be able to click these, and it does come up with the thing. And you can also look at the both screens. You can just see, okay, who is worth breeding from. At worst, you just find the name that you really, really like. I think that's about it. So if we look at the average earning index, the average, I believe, is 1. So anything above 1 is a good breeder. So you can see here, 17-year-old Lopino is a good breeder. And it's because of Vanguard. 100% it's because of Vanguard. 12 out of the 13 Group 1 wins. Someone I've bred to, and has just been fantastic. So, yeah, you can tell. I want to see if there's anyone else that kind of stands out, though. Like, really stands out. Like, 3.4 Manager Fury, a 12-year-old. I mean, that's basic Gallon, sure. That's a nice horse. It's not an amazing horse. But it's a good horse. Henri Open won the Kentucky Derby 1 year. Solid horse, nothing crazy. And you get to the UK, El Mansour and Dancer's Broom. Chili Power was just disgusting. So yeah, we're quite good there. And then North America, Eve's Era. I mean, outside of our horses, which are Dragon, Plateau, Brex, Krabby's Down, Eve's Secret, Eve Morton, Morton Eve, Eve's Water. Like, they got Istron Lunch as a grade 2 that's won one time. So yeah, if we hadn't have bred with Eve's Era, their best fall would have been Istron Lunch, and that's not great. But you look at it, and it's you know, 2 Triple Crown winners, and some good, if not good horses here, this trio. Very good horse, Eve's Secret, and a great horse in Dragon, with a poor Triple Crown winner and a good Triple Crown winner, who we're still breeding from and still looks amazing. So yeah, without us, that wouldn't be up as high, but Carry Duff because of Yorkshire's Dairy, just the bookie because of Carrigan Crown, and etc. So when I'm looking for different people here to breed with, I can just get a name and then decide, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. So I haven't actually bred to these two, but they are a bit too old now. And of course, the more you age up, the more foals you have, the more chance of getting winners, and that will kind of inflate. But if you look for younger horses, like the first under 10 here is Nod Forms again, who's a fantastic horse and was a very good breeder. Rough Domination. So this is someone I haven't bred from. Looks like they had probably at about a mile is where they like to run. We look at the lineage, who made money is Border Revia. It's a horse we do know. Oh, we are down this way. A little finicky sometimes, but yeah, because that's where we got Bertarella, and that's where we got our first Triple Crown winner in Krabby's Down. And then Storming Wanted led to High Life. Voronova Tycoon has led to Promise Princess, who's a very good 2-year-old who's just won their first grade 1 as well. I don't think bred. Yeah, Parsons didn't breed. Farges didn't breed in this save. And the other good mare we've had has been Reams, who hasn't been amazing, but has, I think, put some good horses out there, just not good enough for us. And they've only just started breeding themselves. So yeah, there's ways of looking at it and figuring out stuff, but Rough Domination, we haven't really bred too much of that bloodline. That could be an interesting one to go for. 100%. Or you can just look at group wins. And across all their falls. And Damica is the top dog. But why is it the top dog? It's even if you don't know them, you kind of got to respect Mrs. McClintock for 23 grade 1 wins. So, yeah. That's someone I should probably be watching, to be fair. So, yeah, little bits and pieces there. You can look at all kinds of stuff. All the yearlings as well. It is going to lag the game. It might crash the game too. But in case you're looking for something in particular and you just want like distance, I think that might have okay um, breeding, because Misna and Portrait Gallery are two very good horses. So that looks okay. I know opposite Safari's Bloodline at 1-7. And then again, you just look for names that you recognize, that you've raced against, that you like, that you've seen in breeding, that you've bred with. And if anybody kind of makes sense at distance, you can add these little yearlings in. And then again, if they ever come up at auction, you'll be okay too. A little bit of money on this side, but it's the other side of the breeding. So yeah, you can see that the most prolific breeders are the Clear Creek Stud. And again, you can see all that information here. Sans Memory, Hugh Muster, we've raced against both those. It's not bad. It's not bad. And then Broodmares, again, we can see a lot of information. And sometimes these horses go up for auction. And if they do go up for auction, you might have a chance at them. So like a 7-year-old grade 1 that's got 2 miles. I'm already looking at her, but if I wasn't, that would be a good one to add to the list. So I kind of just want to dive in there, because I've had a lot of questions about some breeding stuff and how to breed in distance, how to breed more quality. I did do the breeding tutorial with a breeding save, but I think people are more looking for what I can do inside my save. And you can do the same thing. You just don't save during it. You kind of start a brand new season. You load up your breeding barn with as many horses as you can. You breed to everybody in the breeding barn that you can, that has a lot of distance. So I would probably go at least 1-5, 1-6 up. I would just breed with everybody here, 1-for-1 with as many of my breeding mares as I can. Not saving at any point. Just book races to skip to the next week, remove the race, go down to the bottom of the month, etc. Carry on, get to the end of the season, have the falls, and take a note of those yearlings. Who is the best? And you've got to realize that half your breeding comes from your horses. If you've got Plateau Brex, for example, you know that if they have low stats here, it might not mean anything for the side. It might have come from Brex. And also, they might be providing more of the potential. But if you've got bad mares, then you kind of got to adjust your expectations. But you get that class. Then, after you've noted those people out and you've put the good horses onto your transfer list, you save and quit, you restore your backup, you do it all again, at least once more to eliminate some of the randomness, maybe a third time, and then you pick the best 1 or 2 horses from your list. You breed everybody to them normally throughout the years you're playing normally. You get that in, and maybe then you go to number 2 on your list and so on, and you should have a lot of yearlings then that have whatever trait you're looking for. But you can look in this breeding screen and get so much information. I just needed to sidetrack a little to get to that. So that doesn't deserve its own video. Or does deserve its own video, but we can't do that realistically. So, okay. I think Calvin's going to Leopardstown. Yeah, Calvin's going to Leopardstown to ride Sweet King Braze. So, he won't be riding a fairly big race. But, yeah, maybe it's better to prep my 2-year-olds. I didn't design it this way. I just didn't pay attention too much. I think this was the last of my 2-year-old races I booked. I think I had all the grade 1s, and then I put Sweet King Braze in this grade 2 because there wasn't another grade 1. and he has already lost a grade 3, so I didn't really feel like waiting. Got Shadrach near the front. We're moving up a little bit. Scarab and Sale. Hollywood right in there as well. The whole field really is moving and reacting to each other. But here we go then. Under a furlong from home. The home stretch now. The race to the line. Half a furlong. 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. On the line. Scarab takes it from, I believe, like a head again. A short head. It wasn't the best of starts. We didn't get a grade 3 because of a head. We don't get a grade 2 because of a short head. Ran in snatches and dwelt. We're good enough to win these. Getting a pick up towards the end. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Did Sweet King Braze just jump in distance again? Unbelievable. It's not going to take me anywhere but that race. Okay. Uh. Yeah, Hague Violetta won it last year. Ramscoop does follow in his footsteps quite a lot. I still think maybe we want a mile 5, maybe a mile 6 on Ramscoop. It is raining. It's going to change things, but the 1 mile 4 furlong Jockey Club Derby is a Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds upon the sodden turf. And we get off to a decent start. We are going to hold back and come as a closer towards the end of the race. Bloody Robert leading out this group, trying to bridge up to Watered Marsh. The second place horse at the Belmont on the inside of Towsay Roberts. And then up to Your Call, Anchor in the lead. That trio just holding together. Water Marsh moving up. Flowerdew going up with them. Now there goes Roberts. We are in the field, ready to come from the back. Starting to make our move up a little bit. 2.5, down to 2. We should really go soon. Down to 1.5. We still haven't really gone the final furlong marker. Now we need to kick on. If you're going to win, you need to go. You need to score now, and you need to go very, very strongly. It's not going to happen. Your Call Anchor is going to steal this one by going out nice and early. We make it a bit closer on the line. We beat Watered Marsh once again. They fall into third. We get up to second. We hold our 129 rating. We didn't quite have enough room to run. And yeah, we just we didn't quite run that well. Not having Calvin may have hurt us a touch on that one, to be fair. Over to Ireland then. So is the which one's first? Vincent O'Brien? No. Moiglet Stud is first. So okay, Swan Dive. Let's see how they go. I believe we're 2-2 right now. Yeah? On our grade 1 races for our yearlings. I believe that we are 2-2. Frankie Dettori riding Baldemara Hanger. Always like to see Fun Time Frankie. And we're off there on the far side near the rail down the hill. We're going to settle again towards the back. But the pack is all pretty much wanting to settle among the pack. That puts us up into third. And now we can bridge up to Bucaramanga, Fidel, maybe, and Karminski, Snaffles, who do lead us out. 2 from home. 1.5 down to the final furlong marker then. The front four, Olimaro Camara's there alongside us, starting to move past us. We're waiting for Swan Dive to maybe come up and do something. Doesn't really look like we wanted to. A little bit late. We do get up. We do push through in between Bucaramanga and Olimanu. We just can't quite win it. We missed the break, and then we ran on. You won a mile. You won a mile. Well, there wasn't really much there. So, okay, now we go for the Vincent O'Brien, which I believe is our 6th. Yes, this will be our 6 Grade 1 wins. We've got 2, and then varying degrees of success in the others. But 7 furlong races, all the Goss Vincent O'Brien National Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds here on the Irish turf at Cara. Same course, same trip, same journey, same position in the starting blocks. We do go back a little more. Bumwood America leading up Scarlet Frame and Mountain Revere ahead of us. But at the front, Car Drumming is taking this up the inside. Demolition Damage, sprinting, coming round the back here, driving now, getting up 1.5 from Holmes, closing that distance, pushing through, pushing past. Car Drumming on the inside is just falling back a little bit now at the lead. Bumwood America doing decently there in 3rd place. But Demolition Damage is going to make this a 50% win rate at Grade 1. 3 Grade 1 winners at 2 years of age. 3 did not quite make it. The closest we just saw out by a short head. But no question about that. Demolition Damage comes through strongly, absolutely decimates the field. And we take that quite comfortably. I like that. I like that. And that wraps up the 2-year-olds for now again. So as you can see, Tidal Force, Grade 1, 107 rated. Demolition Damage has just won his Grade 1 race. He's 101 rated. The same as Promise Princess, Grade 1 winner, 101 rated. We got 2 Grade 2s. We got Swan Dive at 106 rating. Much Demure is 102 rating. Pastel Pure is a Grade 3 winner at 97 rating. And Sweet King Braze, twice now by a head and by a short head, missing out on a couple of grades. Our only remaining ungraded 2-year-old, 95 rating. So Princess still holding that damage. Can be raced more. Pastel Pure holding, like I said, damage. I meant distance, but yeah. They're holding the distances. And they can all race a little more. Much Demure, absolutely fine. Sweet King Braze hasn't yet jumped. Probably about to jump. Can race more. So yeah, nobody has jumped in terms of their distance yet. But there's still more racing to be done. So we could definitely at least get a Grade 2 on Sweet King Braze, if not a Grade 1. I think we definitely can. We might start looking at a mile 1 when they come up and just throw him into it. And then, like I say, if we can get Grade 1s on these guys for the end of the year and have 7 Grade 1 winners at 2 years of age, you know, at or above 105 rating, I think that will just be a phenomenal achievement. So we're really trying to push there. Boneless Orphan still at about a mile 1, has a lot of races, can get a mile 2. She isn't too far away. And Ram Scoop, this is a good run, not a great run. Should have got up, could have done a bit more. Very unlucky. Should have been 130 rated maybe. Still has a lot of room to jump, which I don't think we will in terms of potential. So this might be a 4-year-old who just goes on and really runs well at a mile 4. And there are some races out there that really do suit that. I think the Arc de Triomphe is definitely one we might look at next year with Ramscoop. But she's got some decent races left. Like I say, Orphan has as well at a mile 2, which is kind of where she's going to be. She's pretty much maxed out. But they could both be at about that 95 or slightly above next season for sure. So we could still expect good 4-year-olds and 3-year-olds next year. The 4-year-olds this year, like I say, Dragon lost twice to a great horse. High Life lost twice to a great horse. If they hadn't, they're probably both, what, 135 to 138? I think 135, 138 ratings. Couple more grade 1 wins under their belts. Hague Violetta just is dominant right now at 1 mile 4. And you can see some of the races we have run and will be running that we could see Ramscoop in next season for sure. Yeah, that's kind of our big goal right now with the 4-year-olds. Just can Violetta get 140 after our best chances? I thought High Life was number 1, Dragon number 2. But Violetta might make it as our third choice, so there is that. And Hague Brex still has some good races to finish out a good career, even though I think is some way behind the other 3 for sure. But a mile 1 to 2 and a mile 4, we've really covered that well. I don't know. I think again a mile 1 to a mile 2 and a mile 4 for Ramscoop. I think we just don't have anyone to run miles next year. And these I don't know. I don't know who's going to jump to what distance. None of these are Brisingham and Hague, right? That's a nod forms. Hague Candy, like a little bit of distance. Nod forms. Hague Candy, and Hague Candy. So, okay. That's Hague Brex. There's a little bit of Brisingham in that, so there should be a little bit of distance in that as well. And Hague Brex. So, yeah, a kind of mixed bag of distances, I think, which will actually be quite good. So, okay, let's carry on then into September, into the mid part of September. We've got a double header right now, and then we got a double header in a week. Big races here. Up to Canada. First up is going to be Hague Violetta, the Northern Dancer. If we win, we probably don't rise above our 138. I don't think this is the field or the race that has that potential to raise your rating by 1 or 2 points when you're at 138. Junket Eagle is here. Nijinsky's Carla is here. Herrera Giza is here. They're good horses. They're just not great horses. I don't know what else is in the field. I don't really expect a crazy challenge from anyone. If we do win, then that's great. Because if we don't, we might come down to like a 134 or a 133 rating even. And we don't want that. That's what happened when we had Dragon come fourth and then 2 second places. We're probably down like 6 points there. And like I say, High Life, 2 seconds is enough to put them down by a good 5 points themselves. So 1 mile 4 furlongs again. Northern Dancer Turf. Woodbine Canada, Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older. The favourite, unbeaten horse, 5 from 5 this year, looking to make it 6 in a row. 138 rated. Hague Violetta. And I have replaced this course, and it is still, and I've actually used somebody else's course as well, not the one from Started. It is still kind of broken where you run in between the rails. But we are up alongside Piece of Bend. taking Aphrodite up front with Junket, Eagle, that we know very well. Goldoni, Crab, and Blueberry Shivery next with Nijinsky's Carla against the rail and those green silks. Improver Clyde, a solid horse alongside them. Harare Geezer in the blue silks on the outside will be a danger late in the race, and below Labe at the back. We are still now rounding this bend. We do have a lane to run in, and we are going to go 1.5 from home. You see all the other horses in between the two rails as they charge now down the home stretch. Here comes Agency's Carla, looking really good. Clyde is there. Harare Giza not able to quite get up either. Half a furlong from home. Here comes Nijinsky's Carla. 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. And on the line, oh my God, it happened. It happened. Nijinsky's Carla just had so much at the end of this race. And we just didn't have enough in the tank. I don't even want to look at my rating. I don't even want to look at the rating. That was so bad. That was so bad. We just couldn't hold on. I'm a guess we're 134. I'm a guess we're probably a 134. Oh, no. Boys back. The 1 mile, Woodbine Mile at Woodbine. Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older on turf. Your runner is High Life. And we will be in the rails. Get an outfit. Dejiji, Rona to the front. Cultural Apache. Buzzfix Manor. Airman's Brightly. Peter Buckle, Krishima Abuli, all there as well. Then behind us, Kudu Performer drops a little with Numanthia Banquet. Beneath .NET and over Quest Hunter. Final furlong, a long way back. High Life, half a furlong. Currently running 6th. Not even going to get up to 5th. Just 126, 127. Yeah, we just dropped 4 more points. High point of 135. Drop 2 for getting a second. Drop 2 for getting a second. Drop 4 for getting a 6th. And it's just all slowly falling apart. The only thing I can say is we didn't quite drop as low as I thought we would with that second place from Hague Violetta. I really thought that was going down to like a 124, so which means we'd have to win the Arc de Triomphe, we'd have to win the Japan Cup, we'd have to win the Arima Keenan, we'd have to win the Canadian International to make those points up. Breeders' Cup, Turf, Hong Kong Phase, any other loss and we're done. Now at 136, there's a chance you win the Arc de Triomphe in enough style if there's a good horse in there with you. Maybe? You should get up to about a 138. Maybe you get higher. Bad trip to Canada. Very bad trip to Canada, though. Yeah. Like High Life, 8 grade 1s, 2 grade 2s, and a grade 3. Not even in the 130s. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Dragons barely 130. 9 grade 1 wins, 2 grade 3s. And they're so close, both of them, to so much more. They're in the top 3 in a lot of races. bad 3-year-old season from Dragon at the wrong distance. I just felt like High Life was turning into a bit of a machine for us. It definitely did feel like that for a while. And then just starts coming away a little bit. Then we get back into a run of form, and I'm thinking, oh, this is... We're back to a machine. We've had our blip, and then just beaten by good horses, and then that race was just terrible. A little bit lazy, plus not great confidence probably affecting us. Very quickly, things can change. Very quickly. Haig Brex, ridden by Calvin. The Rodeo Drive. Don't think this is a great field. Very interesting start, of course. Down the hill. And I would pretty much bet on us being the best horse in this field. So the chute down the hill. Embrace Gloves goes out to the front one alongside Eaton's Esther, with Scarlet Monarch in the Blue Silks leading out Tawilla Bluff, Glowing Commended, Saturn Lopez, and Jardine Noelel. We do know a few of these horses. Saturn Lopez, Jardine as well. We have raced against those both before that I kind of do remember. The others, I don't remember if we have. I don't believe we have, though. Breck's going back a little bit here. I think maybe a little blocked off, and is going to stay a little blocked off. Not going to be able to come up and come through. Didn't have a clean run, and Glowing Commended will take this. And nothing's coming in. Nothing is coming in. The 2-year-olds are 50%. Everybody else, right now, it feels like they're kind of batting a zero. Which, it's kind of weird. All my 4-year-olds are faltering. Boundless Orphan. Should be good. We're going to challenge early a little bit, so we're carrying a touch more distance. 1 mile, 110 yard cotillion. Class 1, grade 1 for 3-year-olds on dirt. Is it just the 4-year-olds? 2-year-olds, like I say, 50%. 3-year-olds, I feel, have been running well. 4-year-olds just suddenly are all hitting a wall and coming in second in races I would expect wins. Or worse. Like that 6 from High Life is diabolical. Canada sometimes is a really tough place to run. Sometimes it's really easy. Boundless Orphan just absolutely dominant here so far. We're not even going to slow down because where's the danger coming from? It just isn't. Boundless Orphan takes it in just crazy distance there, 5.5 furlongs at a mile 1. You can't tell me they wouldn't have done something at the Preakness and maybe at the Kentucky Derby if they had the distance. Oh, jumping just a little bit later in terms of distance is one of my big what ifs from this season. It really is. I feel like Boundless could have taken the Derby and the Preakness. Ramscoop did take the Belmont. We could have had another clean sweep, which is kind of nuts. That's kind of nuts. Dragon's got 2 second places. Breck's just got a second place. Hig Violetta got a second place. And Hyla's got 2 second places and a 6. We've just hit a wall with our 4-year-olds. A 2-year-olds are batting about 500 over the grade ones. Although the 4-year-olds are really kind of struggling. They're getting very close. They're getting very unlucky in some cases, but they're just not there. Ramscoop was very unlucky here. It even says very unlucky. Hampered, still almost got up. And Boneless Open just decimated. In a weird part of the schedule, I guess. Just the way things are all coming about. Ooh. I knew it was coming up soon, but I just, for some reason, it didn't click in my brain that we were heading to Longchamp. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to say the season depends on this for Hague Violetta, but it's not that far off. It might sound weird, but if we don't win this, then I'm not sure how we get 140, depending how many points we drop. We might be able to survive another drop by a point, maybe 2 at most, if we win impressively in the Japan Cup and the Arima Kinen especially. I think those are the bigger races. Breeders' Cup might help a little. Well, 136, if we drop down to 133 or below, I think we're just going to have to give up on the 140 this year. Again. Yep. Okay. Well, let's see then. Canada may not have treated us well, but Paris might be a different story. The Mile 2 Prix de l'Opera Longines, Class 1, Grade 1, 3-year-olds upon the turf at Longchamp, Paris, France. Rium Daffodils in here, Your Killings in here. Mari Sienka Brownies is in here. More to the point, we're in here. I think I need to change over to this camera, and I am right. Yeah. We do go to the back. Brex doesn't mind not being at the front. And there are horses that actually, when they run at the front, run slower. It's kind of weird, but that is actually a thing that's coded into the game for some horses. So, yeah. I'm not sure if Hague Brex has that because we've never really been that far to the front. We need absolute demonic speed from how far back we are, though. Final furlong marker, then. Selenka Breda. There goes Marisienka Brownies. Medicis Batim into third, moving up. Your Killing coming on strongly, but I doubt they get all the way up. Spring Potential doing well. Hague Brex runs decently towards the end, but so far back. So far back, could never quite get into contention. Don't love that. Don't love that. EP Taylor and the Hong Kong Cup. I just don't want to run those. I begin to pick up towards the end. Don't keep telling me that. Oh, don't keep telling me that. You haven't jumped. You're still a mile 4. Right? You're still a mile 4. This is a weak field. It's us versus Promenade Risky. Big win. Get up to a 138 again. Violetta, please. Please. Let's do this. Second of the doubleheader. 1 mile 4 furlong. Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. Class 1, Grade 1, 3-year-olds and above on the Longchamp turf in Paris, France. The big prestigious race that never fields a good homegrown contingent on this schedule. Another reason why we're switching schedules at the end of this season. Promenade Risky is quality. There might be a surprise from the homegrown in this short field. And Hague Violetta is the class of this field. Bond Sunrise in second, Seek Highway, just ahead of Promenade Risky in the other Light Silks. Worship Apples on the inside, back to Rough Token, and Psychow Freeze is already off the back a little bit. Rounding this right-hand turn. Another thing that could happen, you might not like right-hand turns. Promenade Risky on the outside, gonna come up into contention, half a mile from home. Put a little pressure on us. 2.5 and onto the home stretch, and there goes Promenade Risky. They're starting out early. Zooming in now, Hague Violetta. We're waiting to kick on. 1.5 from home. Down to 1. If we're gonna go, we're gonna go now. Now. There we do go. Now you see Hague Violetta. Now you see them run. Promenade Risky falling back just a little bit. Probably not a big enough distance. And third place, Worship Apples, right in the mix. A very good run for them. A huge distance back to fourth and beyond. Less than a length from Promenade Risky. Only 2 back to third place. Does not feel like something that would raise your rating. Pray for Violetta. Pray for Violetta. Did not move. Did not move. Won the Arc de Triomphe. Did not move. Canadian International is not a good field. We're not going to gain points. Breeders' Cup Turf, Profits Pink, Nijinsky's Carla. We might gain points. I doubt we gain 4, and that's a very dangerous race that we could end up losing. If we do win, Japan Cups maybe when we do it, but I think step 1, Higbrex goes to the barn. That's just what we're doing. I'm looking for the grade 4. Relentless Homes. Complete that breeding. So yeah, we're down to 3. Dragon, Hig Violetta, and High Life. And that's not amazing form. It wasn't even a great win for Hig Violetta. Ramscoop, very unlucky. Boneless Orphan winning. So that's, realistically, that should have been 6 wins between them, 3 each, over their last 6. So they're fine. I'm very worried about what's going on here. And some of these are just fantastic. The 3 with Group 1s are fantastic, but also, like, just that first maiden was bad, ran green. Since then, been fantastic. This one wasn't quite the right distance. We changed distance, only ran twice more, but fantastic. Few question marks over the other, but if I'm going in with 3 next season, I'm very happy with what we've got. I'm happy with these. 2 months left of the season. 3 months really, but 2 months pretty much that we're going to be racing. 2.5 at most. And looks like the 4-year-olds are all burning out. So there we go. That's going to do it for this one. Kind of question marks. I feel that we've got some really good horses that just aren't really running as well as I've expected them to. So many second places. So many unlucky races. So many times we've just been a little bit blocked off or a bad start, and just the margin against these level of horses is so fine. And like I say, the 2 seconds for High Life are against a slightly better horse. It's like a really good horse. Almost as good as the game will produce. The best of its year. Of all game breds. And then Dragon's 2 second places come off a horse that's probably the best that the game will produce in a decade. Like a true monster. So I can't be that hard, but it does feel. I mean, really, we probably don't get the 6 if we don't get the 2 second places. We don't get the 2 second places if we're not up against God's Wrath or whatever their name is. Is it God? I keep changing them. God Shark. I keep calling them God's Wrath because I know where that's from. That's from a video game way back when. That's fine. And Hague Violet are very unlucky in their second place run. Ramscoop unlucky in their second place run. So, yeah, I'm probably being a little harsh. So we're just being beaten by a super horse and a very, very, very good horse. And that's led to one bad performance after it. I'm very unlucky. And felt very unlucky, but also up against a very good horse too. So, yeah, when you're at the peak, then you're competing against the very, very best. So let me know what you think, what you feel. I feel like I want to overreact to this. I'm more disappointed than anything because I thought truly that we had like 3 shots at 140. And one by one, they've all just started losing little bits. And then Hague Violet are not picking up any rating from the Arc de Triomphe. Is a little wild. But I kind of understand that the strength of the field was not there. So, yeah. It's going to be an interesting run to the season. We still have a shot at a 140, which would be our third 140. And that's not including Plateau Brex, who got up to 137 and never raced again, and never lost in her entire career. 17 out of 17, I believe, was her record. She went straight into the barn. So she could be counted as a 140 in spirit. But 2 actual 140s. And I feel last year we had chances that didn't pan out, and this year 2 chances didn't pan out, and 1 I wouldn't expect to pan out is the only one left with a shot. So I'm a little confused and a little disappointed, but also I don't think it's maybe as bad as I think. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Comment section down below. We're finishing up this schedule with just some crazy stuff happening. I love our 3-year-olds. I think we could be seeing some kind of interesting stuff next year as well, and at least getting off to the start of the year that our 4-year-olds did. I think we're in a good place for that transition. And Tidal Force, Demolition Damage, Promise Princess, I really like all of those. Swan Dive, I really like as well. Sweet King Braze, I really like. He just isn't winning graded races. Much Demure, Pastel, Pure, more question marks over those 2, I would say. So yeah, let me know what you think of the 2-year-olds, the 3-year-olds, and our 4-year-olds. Last, like I say, 2.5 months. We'll blitz through that if we can in the next video to end the season. We're breeding with Relentless Homes. We also have, some good horses that we've already got yearlings from. So we'll get to the end of the season, into the start of next season. I'll export everyone over. We'll port over to the new save. So an end of an era coming up soon. I hope you're here to watch it. The start of a new one following straight on from that. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying the ride. If you have, please do smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't. It's a huge help to the channel. It's totally free, takes a few seconds, really does help out. Check out the memberships that are available, as well as the other playlists full of content updated daily. And until next time, as we ride one last time in this save before transitioning into the new schedule, thank you very much for being a part of the journey. Wild ride, we're not quite done yet. All the best to you, and I wish you all the luck in the world.